Ever scroll through those real estate shows? You know, the ones where they make flipping houses look like some magic trick for easy money.
Totally. Those shows are everywhere,
Makes you wonder, can regular people actually pull that off?
especially.
Especially without a trust fund or something.
Right, because most of us don't have those sell the family heirloom funds just lying around.
Exactly. But get this, our deep dive today comes from a surprising place. Colombia.
Intriguing, right?
Yeah. What do Colombian real estate markets have to do with anything?
Well, this 2024 study from Medellin looked at aspiring entrepreneurs, many with limited capital, and their views on real estate. And what's fascinating is many weren't familiar with the term flipping.
Wait, seriously? They hadn't heard of flipping houses? Like, at all?
Like, not as a term. But here's the kicker. When researchers described it as buy, remodel, sell, it clicked. They understood the core concept even if they didn't have the fancy jargon.
Right, right.
More importantly, they saw it as a viable business. But with one huge caveat, and it's probably what you're thinking.
Let me guess, money, right?
Bingo. Financing emerged as the main roadblock. The study participants, while optimistic about the potential of flipping, stressed the need for financial support or investors to get started.
Okay, so that tracks, right? Even if you find a steal on a fixer-upper, renovations cost, well, something.
Yeah.
Did the study mention what kind of properties these aspiring flippers were looking at?
They were mainly interested in two kinds of properties: low-cost housing and properties in foreclosure or auctions. So think of those houses that need a little love, maybe in overlooked neighborhoods, but have the potential to shine with the right touch.
So it's about finding those hidden gems, the diamonds in the rough that others might miss, and then adding value through smart renovations. But if over half these folks didn't even know the term flipping to begin with, I mean, what does that tell us?
I think it highlights a crucial point. Knowledge is power. Many might be interested in real estate, even understand that buy, remodel, sell process intuitively,
Yeah.
but they might lack the specific knowledge and terminology to navigate this world confidently.
Which is what makes this deep dive even more important, right? We're not just talking about flipping houses. We're talking about, like, flipping the script on how we approach real estate investing. It's about arming ourselves with the information and strategies to make it a reality, even with limited resources.
Yeah, absolutely. And while financing might be the most obvious hurdle, the study revealed other crucial factors influencing success in the flipping game. Factors that often get overlooked.
Ooh, now you've got me hooked.
Yeah.
What else did the study uncover?
Remember, successfully flipping houses, especially in those niche markets, requires more than just money and a hammer. Respondents emphasize the importance of something much harder to quantify.
Okay, so we're back. And you were saying these other success factors are harder to quantify. What's that even mean?
Well, it's not as simple as just crunching numbers, right? The Colombian study highlighted the critical role of really understanding the market, like in-depth knowledge.
Okay, so like being a market expert.
Kind of, but more specifically, understanding what buyers in those niche markets, the low-cost housing, the foreclosures are actually looking for.
Got it. So it's not enough to just renovate a house. You have to renovate the right house for the right buyer.
Exactly. Are they seeking modern fixtures, energy-efficient upgrades? Maybe it's about maximizing space in a smaller layout? The study participants really stressed knowing those nuances.
Which makes sense. I mean, you could have the most gorgeous kitchen, like something out of a magazine.
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't actually fit what buyers in that particular market want, it's not going to get you any offers. So how do these aspiring flippers, how do they plan to get that kind of insider knowledge?
They were really big on networking, connecting with seasoned real estate agents, experienced contractors, even other investors who had successfully flipped similar houses.
Like building a network of real estate mentors, people who've been there, done that.
Right, exactly.
Did the study mention what aspects of flipping these connections could help with?
Oh, everything. Identifying those promising properties in the first place, navigating the whole world of financing, understanding local regulations and legalities, even just getting a handle on realistic renovation costs. I mean, these connections can be pure gold.
And let's not forget the renovations themselves. We talked about knowing what buyers want. But did the study say anything about how these aspiring flippers plan to, like, actually tackle the remodel process? Especially with, limited resources.
While the study didn't get into the nitty-gritty of construction, one thing was clear. Most respondents favored properties that needed minimal renovations. Think cosmetic upgrades, sprucing things up, rather than major structural overhauls.
Oh, so working smarter, not harder. Choosing properties that need a little love, but not a complete gut job.
Exactly.
That makes sense, especially with limited resources. Did the study share any creative financing strategies? Beyond the usual bank loans and such?
They didn't go into specific financing models, but a whopping 87% of respondents were open to something super interesting.
87%. Okay, that's huge. What were they open to?
Partnering up. They were interested in teaming up with other entrepreneurs on these flipping projects.
Oh, interesting. So instead of going solo, they're looking at, like, collaboration. Pool their resources, share the risk, hopefully double the reward, right?
Right. And it makes sense. They might have different strengths, different connections. Maybe one person has a knack for finding a deal, another's a renovation whiz, and together they can tackle something bigger than they could alone.
It's like assembling your own little real estate A-team. But speaking of teens and taking risks,
Hmm.
we haven't talked about one of the most surprising things from this Colombian study. This one really got me thinking.
This is the part that really challenges those traditional ideas about risk and, the whole 9 to 5.
Okay, lay it on me. What's so surprising?
A lot of the people surveyed, and remember, these are aspiring entrepreneurs, many with limited resources. They actually saw flipping houses as less risky than having a regular job.
Whoa, hold on a second. Less risky. They saw flipping. With all its uncertainties, the market going up and down, they thought it was less risky than a steady paycheck. I'm not sure I follow that.
It all comes down to control, I think. They felt limited by traditional jobs, facing what they saw as low wages and few opportunities for growth.
So it's like they're weighing the risks and rewards, and they'd rather take a chance on building real wealth, even with the risks that come with real estate, than feel stuck in a 9 to 5.
Exactly. They see flipping as a way to create their own destiny, a path to financial freedom that, in their view, a traditional job just doesn't offer.
Wow. That's a really powerful way to look at it. Makes you question what risk really even means and how differently people define opportunity. This whole deep dive has been full of eye-opening insights.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, what's the one big takeaway you hope our listeners walk away with? Especially those who might be feeling inspired, but also a little intimidated by the idea of flipping houses, starting with less.
I'd say. Don't let limited resources mean limited ambition. This Colombian study shows that succeeding at flipping isn't about having a ton of money up front. It's about finding those niche opportunities, understanding your local market, building a network of support. Knowledge and collaboration are powerful tools.
It's about being resourceful, creative, maybe even a little scrappy at times. Who knows, that fixer-upper you've been eyeing might just be your first step towards financial freedom. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.